Okay. Okay, so let's go through this. The purpose, what do you want to accomplish? Well, the project name is going to be, Terry, I'm going to mute you if you don't mind. I'm hearing feedback in the back, but just mute yourself, Terry, if you want to say anything. Or unmute, I'm sorry. Um, okay, so the project is I want to create, we are going to create a presentation for the new people that are coming into level 3 about the sales machine. So I would love to have this complete by next Monday. It will absolutely be in 1.0 form, which is totally fine. But at least to have, like, Terry and I have 2 people on Monday at 2, I believe, next Monday at 2 to start again. So I want for that class for me to be able to give them a presentation on what this is. And again, knowing that this is 1.0, so no overpressure. It's more about us looking like we're together and have a professional presentation. So Hillary, I want you to lead this project, then get the stuff from Terry and use Prezi to create it. So use Prezi to create it. I'm going to show you how at least the initial thing that I want it to look in there. And then Terry's going to be able to fill in a lot of the blanks, and I'm going to give some of the stuff right now. So that's what I want to accomplish. What's the biggest difference this is going to make is that it's all about looking professional to them. It's about marketing. It's about giving them the confidence that we are professionals and that we have put in the time and the energy to create something. And um, Terry and I have done a good job so far, but we need, like, cerebral doesn't work for people. Like, they need to be able to visually see exactly what this is laid out. So that's the biggest difference. What does a completed project look like? We already went over that. At least, just have it in a 1.0 version by 2 p.m. on Monday. Will you scroll up? Is there anything under that one? Best result, if we do take action, then on Monday, I can be able to riff through this and give it as a presentation, and then I'll get feedback, and then we'll do the same thing over again. We'll say, okay, okay, this was really good here, this is really good here, this is what we need to put in here, and then this can be an ongoing project so that within, let's say within a week or 2 after that, we can have a really good presentation that then we're just selling off the presentation each time. If that makes any sense. So, um, yeah. But yeah, I messed around with it this weekend, so I at least have an understanding of it. Worst result, if we don't take action, then ultimately it falls back on me, where I have to be using all sales skills every day to try to convince people about what this is, and that's not going to work. And again, best results too is that once in presentable form, we create a video around it, and then Terry can start to take off. He doesn't even need me on that. Like, it can be, okay, watch this presentation right here. Here it is. These are all the things, and that'll take a little bit of time to do it, but I definitely 100% has to be. I want it fully complete a couple weeks before Inspire, so that we can show that to the level 2 people at Inspire, at least to get them excited. Worst result. Well, I already did that one. Okay, then what was the one above that? There's something up there. There's success something. Success criteria. What has to be true when this project's finished is we have to feel very good about it. So it's the same thing as me creating the presentation for the Dave Savage show and all my speeches and all that stuff. It has to be something that gets a definable result at the end. And people feel good and they're excited and they know what it is, and they feel like that they're making the investment of the time and money that they're putting into this is going to be well worth it. Cool. Any questions? Okay, awesome. So let me take the screen back. Okay. And then let's share screen. Let's go to Prezi. I did, yeah. Do you remember our login off the top? Is it Derek at Derek Cheney? Yes, it is. But yes, Terry, too, I'd love your tech marketing ideas down the road as well on this to make it better. But again, for right now, it's just about having something up. So you can take, give you guys full creative control. They all kind of run in this format. So let me show you what I'm looking for. There's a bunch of templates and all that stuff up there. And you can put, you can create it any way that you want to create it. Okay. A little bit slow here today. It's just slow. Have you ever seen a Prezi presentation, Terry? He's probably, yeah.
I've played with it a little bit a few years back, but it's pretty cool. It does everything that what it was the Microsoft version or Adobe does, but better.
Yeah. Okay. No, you can use whatever template you want, but what I want to give is, I think I can do it on this one. I don't know, my internet's a little slow right now, but up here, the sales machine, and so you can have sales machine up here, and then the first box you can put, this is where we're going to do the sales pitch around it. It's going to be the why. What is this? And you'll need the most help on me. But Terry, you've got a pretty good idea on it right now. This is where you put the copy. This is where you say, hey, here are the problems that we've seen. And here is what Jenny used this term the other day that I want in here. This is what personalized automation can do for you. So the key word is personalized automation. So what the sales machine is personalized automation. And in this first one, I'm just kind of riffing right now. This is where we use that language that I did in that presentation, Hillary. I don't know if you remember that, but this is where we say that there's going to be a rise of the relational loan officer. In the future, the automation machines will do better than human beings at rote tasks that don't require problem solving, sales, leadership, empathy, all human to human skills. So to be successful in the future, we have to marry our businesses and our minds around the thought that automation, personalized automation, which we'll get into in a minute, personalized automation. So, and then any rote task that can be done, and then human to human, we spend our time, and the humans spend their time. Your businesses become better human, where you are getting better at the human sides of businesses. And this is the future of the mortgage business. It's really the future of all service-based businesses. So there's some copy for you, Terry. I know you've got some things on that too. Then what you want to do in these two, try your best, is you want to put what the problem. So the problem is right now is that we as loan officers are so busy that we're forgetting any task that that's not an emergency right now. We don't have the time or energy for, like lead generation, like service, like following up with people, like doing a lot of that stuff. And And we also have our teammates doing a lot of that stuff Evolve teams do. But in the future, what we're going to create though, and this is the benefit, is that we're going to automate these things in a personalized way. So people are still feeling your love, feeling your care, feeling your respect in there. And that's what the benefit of that is going to be. It's going to give you the peace to know that you have a rock solid business that's going to stand the test of time. It's going to give you the joy that you had when you first started the business, where you get to do the stuff that you love most, which is take care of the customer, which is serve the customer, which is help the customer, which is advise the customer. And you'll be able to center your energies then on sales, marketing, leadership, empathy, listening skills, and all these things that are really going to be able to blow out your business. So you're going to be able to do a lot more business doing the stuff that you love while having the peace to know that all the details and all the things that you quote unquote should be doing are getting done. That last statement that I just said right there, Hillary, is probably the best one I've done. I've just kind of riffed till then, but that was the best one I've done. So definitely put that one in there. So that's kind of the broad overview right there. Any questions? And let's at least just start with that. Go back through what I just said right there. Write the copy around it, and do the best that we can on it. In that one, I'll be improving that one as we go. Does that make sense? Just one circle. So what you do is, instead of our company, put the why, or our mission. Yeah, put the mission. Put mission right here under our company, and then you can have in these little boxes, or this box right here. Then you can have you can really break it down into what's the pain right now, what's the problem, what's the core problem that loan officers have. They're busy, they're stressed out, they can't do anything more than what's an emergency. But what that's doing is you're not building a business that way. And when you do the sales machine, here are the benefits to it right now. And then we can say, okay, let's get started. So now let's go back here, and then you come back out, and now you can go to the first box here. So Terry, what I want to do is, this is where Hillary has to solely rely on you on this part. So the first part of the process is here. And then you come in here, and then you say, okay, everybody at some point receives either a phone call, an email, a text message, a Facebook Messenger that says, hey, Terry, we're thinking about moving down the street. Or, hey, Terry, Hillary gave me your name and number. And right there, that's where it's game on. And so the first step is, from the minute that happens, then we're going to start to systemize everything after that for your process. And this is how we're going to do it. So then, Terry, in this first box, then you can put, so in the first box, like what we did with Jenny the other day, you can put that in there. We're going to make the assumption that somebody gets right back to you. And you're going to enter right there into the sales machine. And then this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and these automations are going to happen. And this is why, what's going on in the customer's head right now, and we have to put this in here. What's the psychology makeup of the customer at this point in time is they're nervous, they're anxious, they're not professional negotiators. Put this stuff in here, guys. Make sure what I'm saying. They're not professional negotiators. They're scared. They have some, they might have some embarrassment or some reticence about sharing their private personal information with somebody. They're feeling exposed. They're feeling vulnerable right now. Okay. So the better that we can serve this as quickly as humanly possible and start pulling them into what we call our sales machine right here, is we want to start building that know, like, and trust as quickly as possible with them. So this is how we do it on the first step. So boom. And this is why we do this, is because you never get a chance to make a first impression again. So how we handle this part and how we start carrying them, how we start holding their hand, how we start demonstrating that our advice really matters right here. So this is what we're going to do. And so you can use these little things too if you want to get creative or whatever. We can mess with that later, like the artsy side of it, but let's at least get that in there. So then come back out. So then now let's say, and I want this in here too, is when you have a fully mature business, make this in the first one. When you have a fully mature business based on the systems that we teach, you're going to get about a 90% response rate from those messages that you get, because they're going to be warm. They're going to be coming from referrals. They're going to be coming from people that you know or that are in your network. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting when you do our system, the stuff that we teach in level 1, the stuff that we teach in level 2. You don't need to do that heavy lifting that so many other mortgage people are tasked with doing when they're doing any kind of cold leads or anything. More work has to be done right now, and your response rates are not 90%. And then you have to create a lot of other things in order to get a better response rate. But doing our system will get you, in our estimation so far, is between 85 and 90% people will write back and make the appointment. Okay. Now, let's say they don't. Okay. What is that, 10 or 15%? Or you're building your business into a mature place. Well, now what happens is, after these days, Terry, whatever our thing is that we've created, they will go into the no lead left behind category. So let's call number 2 no lead left behind. Maybe this one, call it, whatever we're calling it with Jenny, intake or whatever. We'll come up with a good name. But this one goes in. Go ahead.
Do you want to call the whole pipeline no lead left behind? Like that whole pipeline system?
No, I think that we call, maybe, but I think for right now, no lead left behind really comes in the
when
second
the lead
one.
Hasn't contacted us.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Okay.
I think the whole thing is going to be called a sales machine, because what we're going to be building is we're building you a sales machine that's going to be giving you business for the rest of your career. When you follow these steps. I like number 2 being called no left behind, because that's such a cool thing. So in number 2, we patented what we call the no lead left behind. And this is what goes right here. And this is the value prop that you can speak to your agents about, and you can speak to your financial planners and your referral relationships, is the people that don't get back to you, they want, this is their hard-earned lead too. So we have a 3-day system or a 5-day system, whatever it's going to be, Terry, whatever, we decided with Jenny. And this is what we're going to be doing on this system. Okay. Then, so one of 2 things are either going to happen is we'll go to, they're either going to be deleted from the sales machine, or, we need to have something better than delete, but, maybe they go over, if they never make an appointment with you, they go over to this category over here or something. I don't know.
Wasn't it, we were going to enter them into a long-term CRM?
Yeah. The only problem that I don't like about that is that
you're selling something else.
Yeah. And that works for Fairway. So if you have a long-term CRM, this is where the long-term CRM works real well. If you don't have a long-term CRM, because we want this, we don't want to say we're competing with CRMs, but we want it to be a full service thing for them. But here's the thing: I don't have, like, if people don't get back to us, then it's just a name. And this is what we can do: is we can put them into a Facebook and Instagram custom audience.
That's right, and remove from sales machine.
Removed from a sales machine, because in order to be in sales machine, you have to have gotten to this 3rd level. So there's some sort of relationship built already, so that you can send texts. You can't be sending texts randomly to people you don't know. So make sure that this is in here, what I just said right there too. Right when they come in here, when you get the lead, it's automatically going to create your Facebook and Instagram custom audiences. So they're going to be in there. So in the event that they don't become clients, they don't get back to you, they're going to be seeing your videos. They're going to be seeing all your stuff. They're going to see your interaction, and they're going to warm up with you. But the sales machine is going to be kept it's a personalized automation for either as an after sales service program, which is a cool way to say that. What's the after sales service program that we have for them instead of past clients? And it's for current clients as well. Everybody else will have in Facebook, social, and all this. But then the sales machine, and then Terry, that helps us in keeping their big numbers out too much. You know what I mean?
Because remember, we want to try to keep them under 1,000.
Yeah, I know. That's why. So we want to, you want to get, so if they don't get back to here, then we're going to automatically delete them from the sales machine because they're not inside your definable sales machine, but you're still going to have their information because we're going to create a custom audience around that.
What do you like the terminology mortgage influencers? It's that influencer term is being thrown around a lot in social media. And so if they don't get back to us, we have very little relationship with them.
You know what? I like Dave's better, the digital mayor, or that you're the mayor of your town. But yes, we need to call it this. We need, whether it's become, but it needs to be something around local or advisor.
So people understand that we're not leaving people in here that we don't know, we don't have influence over, we don't have relationship with, right? Because that's the whole point of this, is that it's a relational.
This one's relational, and it has to be relational because we're going to be sending texts and leaving voicemails, and
like you do your friend.
There it is, right there, like you would your friend, and that's what this is. It's called personalized automation. You can't have a personalized automation just on somebody that doesn't know you. They're like, dude, who's this whack job sending me a text? So, right. So when after this, right, Terry? So when they go into no lead left behind in second, after 5 days, if you don't move them to this third category, which is the same one, like one either goes to third or two goes to third, then they are deleted from the sales machine because you haven't created a relationship yet, and they will go into your where we're going to call it become the digital mayor of your network, or let's call it. I like that term. I don't know if you heard that what Dave said that, but but we can come up with, you become the local mortgage celebrity. That one works right there too. Local mortgage advisor. Just come up with a name right there. Well, Jenny will be good at that. Help us out with that copy. So let's call that. So then they go into becoming your local, the local celebrity, because now they need to get warmed up on you. They need to see videos. They need to see your posts. They need to see all this stuff. And here's the truth, guys. I hate to say it, and I know so many people want to throw stuff at me when I say this, but if somebody doesn't know you and has not opted in and feels good about getting an email from you, if you start them on an email campaign, especially with information, they're going to put it as spam or junk, and they're going to get a negative impression of you right there. But what social does, and they see videos, they get to know you, and they get to know, like, and trust you right there. We should also have, whether we can do it now or not, we need to have a manual. This might be something that we could potentially start with Hillary. I don't know. This is where it gets crazy, but in number 2, when it gets deleted, we want to put them in a Facebook group, into your Facebook group. We have to have that Facebook group thing going on there. So we have to have something go with social right there. In the beginning, we could potentially have that like on a task list for Hillary, but that's a rote task that there's got to be an automation for that at some point. But it needs, go ahead, Hillary. it's going to be whether it's a no or a yes. So it's going to be the last thing in either number 1 and number 2 or the first. No, it has to be the last thing in 1 and 2. Because if it's a yes, we still want to create a custom audience and do that whole thing for, do that whole thing for them as well right there.
And we just want to invite them to the group, right? You don't want to because you can auto add people to groups, but that can sometimes put people off too, because they're like, what? Why'd you add me to this group? I don't even know who you are. You know what I mean?
Well, we just add people, but
yeah. Well, then let's do it. That's fine.
Yeah, I think
they can remove themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I think if we just come up with some really decent copy around that just says, "Hey, I value you so much. I thought you'd appreciate being part of this group." Whatever.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Say, it can be an email. It can be that last email. It can be something like that too. Hey, didn't hear back from you. Probably just not ready to move forward. We have an amazing Facebook group called Haymarket's Homes for Sale,
right.
Where we share relevant information about the local market. I think you'd love that. So I'm going to add you to that group. Reach out if you need anything at any time from me. You have an awesome day.
Yeah, you'll have direct contact through Facebook Messenger to me.
Yeah, and so we also have that in one. There's merit here too to saving the email address, but I'm just not sure, right? Because then that's where it starts getting into having a lot of people. But if we've created a custom audience already for them, then we've covered that basis. We should probably have, if we can automate yet, send an automated LinkedIn request too. So that copy that I just said too, we're getting a little bit detailed on it, but that copy that I just said right there too could also be in a slide broadcast to the people too. Okay, cool. I mean, all that's going to take a little bit of time and energy, and especially with Jenny too around that stuff. But Terry, if you can have that, fully written out in presentation form in this whole thing, so that at least we can go through with Jenny, and instead of us just kind of not having something to go through, we can still take notes on Trello and run Trello as our thing, but we want to be creating the presentation as we go. And that's what we want to be doing. Okay, cool. And then we go to the third step, right? So then the third step is where they book an appointment. Book the hopes and dreams call. And then in that step, that's where you can just follow along with Jenny, what she does after with hopes and dreams, does the call, give the dialogues and all that stuff. And then the automations that happen after that she's done in there. Awesome. And then this one is, and you do this one a long way. Do this one, do it as much as you can. Because the key is to create less steps rather than more steps. So we want to have this one, hopes and dreams, this one, Zoom, or what we call, the appointment or the meeting, or I don't know what she calls this one. And from this one, put everything in. So then it's like meeting, then do this, 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 all the way to the next step would be processing. And then we're not going to do processing right there. So this is the step 2 to put, whatever the assistant does to get ready for process. have this be just a long one out that starts with the meeting, but then boom, 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 boom. So the next milestone is hand into processing.
Yeah, contract in.
Yeah, whatever you guys are gonna like. Everybody calls it different, but we'll come up with. We'll come up with whatever it is, and then there could be a step that it does. You know, I have a feeling there'll be like, you know, if you just write a pre-approval, what if right there. But the key is I really want to have as little steps as possible. This would be 4, so maybe 5, so maybe 6. So it'd probably be 6. Is, you know, we're going to try to combine as much as we can into this so that their sales machine looks very. There's not like even Trello right now, my mind's blown because there's too many different things. So the goal is to try to get them into 5 definitive categories so that they only have like click here, clear here. And then the last one will be the after sales service program. And it needs to be called something like that rather than past clients. Like, what's the service we're going to provide in the last one? So they become a client. Or you go client for life. There it is. Call it client for life program or after sales service program or something like that.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, that's funny. ASP. Yeah. Okay, client for life. Yeah, so call it client for life. That's easier anyways.
So that almost should be a whole nother pipeline.
No, I think, can't we just send the automations with that?
Well, so, and here's why I think it should be a whole nother pipeline. Can I let me share my screen real quick so you can see. Okay, so
nope.
Okay, so share screen. Okay, so see, this is a pipeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as these deals get created in here, they just stack.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have this within the same lead in, no lead left behind pipeline, and you have a stage back here that is your client for life stage, it's going to have every single client that you're servicing all within this big pipeline that's that's technically a lead in pipeline.
Got it. Okay. Can they easily drag from that one to another one? The key that you could see, even Jenny's not like, I know, and Jenny was still like, I could tell when you say something that what she's not going to do. And so the key is like that, like, so when you're saying something to her, I'm watching her, and then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you're not going to do that, are you? And then she's like, no. And I'm like, ooh, you know, like, we can't, it's got to be, the key is it's got to be like, it's got to be so ridiculously easy and intuitive or they won't do it.
Well, so what you do is you create it to where that starts at pre-approved, right? So once they're
I don't know what pre-approved means, but like,
so they're coming into this system, right? And Jenny's taking an application, then they're collecting all the documents, then they're getting them pre-approved for a loan. And that's at the stage where they go, okay, go shopping, you go buy your house, go find your house, call us when you do that. But we follow up every other week with a text message, phone call, slide dial, text message, right? Every other week going, hey, how's the shopping going? Is there any questions? You know, how's the app working? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they stay in that stage until they get into contract. And then that's when they start, that's when that's when it gets pushed.
Okay, well, let me say that again then back here. If you look, because I want this on recording right now too, because this will get kind of convoluted, this part right here. So let's agree to this. You tell me if you can agree to this. Okay. Are you guys seeing my screen? Will you just okay, so we said the first one, the first milestone is lead in, and then second one is no lead left behind if they don't go here. The third one is appointment made for hopes and dreams. Put everything here. Fourth one is the Zoom meeting, the pre-approval, whatever we're going to call it right there, with as many automations as possible. The fifth one will be pre-approved home searching. We can even call it home searching, out searching for homes, something like that. With automations right there. And then you call the next one contract, Terry?
Yeah, contract. Yeah, from there, it's once the
somebody gives you a contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then contract. Will you just mute real quick, Terry? I'm hearing a bunch of. Then we'll call that one contract in, and then that one be our last one then for this pipeline, Terry?
Yeah, because then you can move it to your client
for life program.
Right.
Yeah, so it's called so then they can they'll see two different pipelines, and then the third pipeline can be their life pipeline that we'll build for them at some point, right? Terry?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, cool. So you got that, Hillary. So the first one's the big picture. You can even call it the big picture. We said this one, lead in, no lead left behind. Third one is hopes and dreams, call schedule. Fourth one is the Zoom meeting, is the meeting. And then, so either from the meeting on a refi, then the goal, this has to be in here. If this is a refi, your goal is to get commitment to lock by the end of this. If it's a pre-approval, then and if it's a refi, then you work them all the way through, you get good, go back and listen to my dialogues, put this in here, go back and listen to my dialogues, so you get somebody to lock right there, and then they can go to contract in. That can also be called contract in. So you can have contract in / locked, or something it needs to have something for a refi right there too. And you might have to put something for a refi in there too, if there's something different. We might.
So that is where we could use tags, right? Where you have a refi tag, a purchase tag, and that can trigger different automations. It can trigger different things.
Okay, so let's try to do that then right there, because you're going to need two different things, because refi doesn't have obviously the pre-approval stage, and contract in is going to be very different for a purchase than somebody decides to lock on a refi. So after stage 4, there's one of two things that happen. They either walk with a pre-approval, and you get them to do that, and they're out shopping and they're in their pre-approval stage that we're touching them in the personalized automation way, or they've locked and now you need to go to this process to get them handed into processing. And then that's how it can end right there. So I feel like with those, does that feel good for you, Terry?
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good flow for the life of a loan.
It's a 1.0 flow, right?
Yeah.
As little as steps as possible.
That's about all the steps I have in my flow too that we were using. Was about 6 steps from lead in to pre-approved, and then it would sit in pre-approved until the contract came in.
Okay, and then then again, the contract goes in, just move it over there. You signal all those things that need to happen automatically. And then once it closes, then it is, then it goes to the client for life program. Inside the pipeline, if they have loans inside their pipeline, we just need to have in somewhere where that's where they're doing those Monday updates. It'd be interesting to see if we ever, it would be fun to automate some of that stuff, but let's not do it for right now. But I bet you we will end up doing that pretty soon.
It makes the most sense to me, honestly.
Yeah. Hey, it's a Monday. Just want to check in and let you know that everything is absolutely on track and it's scheduled to close on time. You reach out if you have any questions. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. There it is right there, because it just has to be generic on it. And I know some people are going to ask about the appraisal situation when the appraisal comes back in. So we'll need something around there. But those are the things that we can kind of we can mess with. But at least for next week, if we can have a cool visual that looks better than pitch tech, whatever, with these 6 steps, and then also if you can have in the sales machine the client for life, so we can just show them, okay, cool, it's going to go to contract in, and we're going to automate this entire thing for you. And then once they close, then it goes to client for life program, and here's the automated client for life program. And inside the client for life program, we're going to have a text, we'll have a voicemail, we'll have a email, and we'll be having a drip campaign in Facebook and Instagram videos as well in there. And that's our system for right now. Anybody got any questions?
No, I don't think so. Hillary, when do you want to let me? So here's what my thought, and you threw me your 2 cents. I was thinking that I'd finish up the automations for what Derek just went over today. I think I'd be able to do that, and then you and I meet, say, tomorrow morning sometime to really start hammering on this.
Make sure you take off Wednesday, July 4th.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know what your schedule is, Hillary. So you let me know what you want to do, or we can even. Well, it's already noon your time, 12:45 your time. I don't know. What's your schedule look like? You tell me, or we could even meet. I don't think this piece is gonna. What do you think, Derek? You think it's gonna take that long to put that?
No, I think that right now, if you stop the recording right now, Hillary, and you go back and listen to that, you have enough information. This is what I see. I see Hillary, at least for the time being the one, keep looking in Prezi, figure out how to do it quick, mess with it. Like, she can be the Prezi specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she can create it. I think in there too, between you two, I think you get what I'm trying to make there. Like the big why in the beginning, and then steps, and then create the steps out. So Hillary has fun with, like, okay, cool. Then you go to this step and this, and like that'll be fun for you guys, right? Like, I don't need to be involved in that at all.
Right.
You just have to tell me where it is, and
so
I see Hillary creating it, Terry, but she's not going to have any of the mortgage, none of that knowledge stuff. Like,
right.
So Hillary is going to be in charge of having it done by Monday. She's great at that kind of stuff too. Like,
okay,
hey, can we make sure we have it done? Put it into a format. It needs to flow so I can give a presentation on Monday. This is not about it being the best presentation visually yet. Like,
well, then just Hillary, just hammer on it, and then reach out to me when you need and want some information, and I'll make time. If that sounds like that might work the best.
Yeah, because then you guys both have 2 definable jobs there, and then just by the end of the week come together and go over it, and at least have it in a format so that I can present on Monday on it.
Yeah.
Cool.